A very warm welcome to the thorough newspaper analysis of 15th February 2023. In today's editorials, we have the first editorial talking about the missing deputy speaker, the post which the constitution says. The title and the matter in this editorial is of extreme significance when it comes to constitutional law, followed by some terms of geophysics that we'll be studying today about in the editorial on draft geoheritage sites and georelics bill, followed by the news updates as well as legal news. Now, this first editorial talking about the position of the Deputy Speaker. The Supreme Court on Monday issued notices to the government and five states Rajasthan, Uttarakhand, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, and Jharkhand over the failure to elect a Deputy Speaker. There is no elected Deputy Speaker in the present, that is the 17th Lok Sabha, which was constituted in June 2019. This has been held in the case of Sharik Ahmed versus Union of India. Now, the Constitution. What does the Constitution speak about the Deputy Speaker? Article 93 and 178 prescribe the Lok Sabha and the Vidhan Sabha. These articles state that the House of People shall, as soon as may be, choose two members to be the Speaker and Deputy Speaker, and so often as the office of Speaker or Deputy Speaker becomes vacant, the House shall choose another member. Article 178 contains the corresponding position of Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the Legislative Assembly of a state. The word shall indicating that the election of Speaker and Deputy Speaker is mandatory under the Constitution. As soon as may be, Article 93 and 178, but they do not lay down any specific time frame as to by when the Speaker and Deputy Speaker should be appointed. Now, how was this position of Deputy Speaker envisaged? H.V. Kamath in the Constituent Assembly debates mentioned that if the Speaker resigns, it will be far better if his addresses his resignation to the President and not to the Deputy Speaker, because the Deputy Speaker holds an office which is subordinate to him. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, however, disagreed and pointed out that a person normally tenders his resignation to a person who has appointed him. The Speaker and the Deputy Speaker are appointed or chosen or elected by the House. Consequently, the provision is made that the resignation should be addressed either to the Speaker or to the Deputy Speaker because it is they who represent the House. So, a very important question or something which is often tested in legal competitive exams. One must note here that the Speaker gives his resignation to the Deputy Speaker and vice versa. So while Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy resigned as Speaker of the 4th Lok Sabha on July 1969 to contest President election, he addressed his resignation to the Deputy Speaker. The court's intervention in cases of delay in electing the Deputy Speaker. In September 2021, a petition was filed by the Delhi High Court which argued that delay in election of the Deputy Speaker violated Article 93. This was held in the case of Pawan Relay versus Speaker Lok Sabha and others. The courts usually don't intervene in the procedural conduct of the parliament. Article 122, Clause 1 says the validity of any proceedings in Parliament shall not be called into question on the ground of any alleged irregularity of procedure. The courts do have jurisdiction to at least inquire into why there has been no election to the post of Deputy Speaker since the Constitution does envisage an election as soon as possible. Coming to the next editorial on draft geoheritage sites and georelics bill. This editorial has some very important definitions, particularly important for exams where static GK is tested. Yesterday was the last day for comments and suggestions to be sent in for the draft geoheritage sites and georelics preservation and maintenance bill as notified by the Ministry of Mines. The bill is aimed at for declaration, preservation, protection and maintenance of geoheritage sites and georelics of national importance for geological studies, education, research and awareness purposes. What are the key pointers of the draft bill? The draft bill defines geoheritage sites as sites containing georelics and phenomenon stratigraphic type sections, geological structures, and geomorphic landforms, including caves, natural rock structures of national and international importance, and includes such portion of land adjoining the site. Georelic is defined as any relic or material of a geological significance or interest like sediments, rocks, minerals, meteorite, or fossils. The GSI will have the power to acquire georelics for its preservation and maintenance. Due to the absence of any legislation in the country for the protection, preservation, and maintenance of geoheritage sites, these are increasingly threatened with destruction not only by the natural causes of decay but also by population pressure and changing social and economic conditions, which is aggravating the situation. The bill authorizes the central government to declare a geoheritage site to be of national importance. The provision is made for compensation to the owner or occupier of land who incurs loss or damage from the land due to the exercise of any power under this head. What are the key pointers of the draft bill? The bill imposes a prohibition on construction, reconstruction, repair, or renovation of any building which is within a geoheritage site area. It also provides for penalties for destruction, removal, defacement, or contravention of any direction issued by the Director General (GSI) in the geoheritage sites that are mentioned. What are the criticisms of this bill? The GSI has been given sweeping powers, and it points out how the GSI has the authority to acquire any material of geological significance, including sediments, rocks, minerals, meteoroids, and fossils, as well as sites of geological importance. Here, my question to all of you is, what is the full form of GSI? The next news update tells us about a G20 meeting in Indore. This meeting is started from 13th February and will conclude today, that is on 15th of February. This is the first agriculture deputies meeting of the Agricultural Working Group under India's G20 presidency. Millets and its value added products, along with stalls from animal husbandry and fisheries, is a major attraction of this event. The next news item tells us about President's Color to Haryana Police presented by Amit Shah. Amit Shah presented the President's Color to Haryana Police at Haryana Police Academy in Karnal on the behalf of President Draupadi Murmu in recognition of Haryana Police's exceptional service. At first, Uttar Pradesh Police received the award in 1952 from PM Nehru. Till date, Delhi, Maharashtra, J&K, Tamil Nadu, Tripura, Gujarat, Himachal, and Assam police received this award. The President's Color Award is the highest honor that can be bestowed upon any military unit of India. It is also known as Nishan, which is an emblem that is worn by all unit officers on the left hand sleeve of their uniform. Halo India Winter Games concluded. JNK topped the medal tally, bagging 26 gold medals, 25 silver medals, 25 bronze medals, followed by Maharashtra with 13 gold, 8 silver, and 6 bronze medals. The third position was achieved by Himachal Pradesh with 10 gold, 14 silver, and 7 bronze medals, while the army secured 10 gold, 10 silver, and 9 bronze medals. Gulmarg and Leh were the joint hosts for the first two editions of 2020 and 2021. Jammu and Kashmir topped the medal tally in both. In a very sad news, actor Javed Khan Amrohi dies in Mumbai. He was the best known for his performance in popular films such as Andaz Apna Apna and Lagan. Having started his career with theatre after graduating from Film and Television Institute of India, Amrohi appeared in smaller yet pivotal roles in over 150 films and shows and close to a dozen TV shows. President A new president has been appointed for the country Cyprus. Nikos Christodoulides. He defeated communist-backed career diplomat Andreas Mavronias in the country's presidential elections. The new president also happens to be the foreign former minister of the country, and he comes with plenty of experience as far as governance is concerned. Talking about Cyclone Gabrielle, New Zealand has declared a national state of emergency as Cyclone Gabrielle sweeps across the nation's North Island, causing floods, landslides, and power outages. Tens of thousands of homes are without electricity, people are being evacuated, and roads are closed in northern regions as the cyclone leaves a trail of destruction. The national state of emergency is only the third in New Zealand's history, followed by 2011 Christchurch earthquakes and COVID-19 outbreaks. Saudi Arabia to send its first woman astronaut in space. Saudi Arabia will send its first woman astronaut, Barnavi, on a space mission later this year, the state media has reported. In the latest move to revamp the kingdom's ultra conservative image, she will join fellow Saudi male astronaut Ali Al Karni on a mission to the International Space Station during the second quarter of 2023. The oil rich country will be following the footsteps of neighboring UAE, which in 2019 became the first Arab country to send its citizens to stay. In the case of Haji Abdul Ghani Khan versus Union of India, the Supreme Court has held that Parliament can convert existing states into UTs. Supreme Court has been looking at this in the J&K delimitation case. While uploading the delimitation exercise in Jammu and Kashmir, the Supreme Court observed that the Parliament has the power to convert an existing state into a union territory. The Supreme Court observed that Article 3 provides that Parliament may by law from new state and alter the areas, boundaries or names of the existing states. As per explanation 1 of Article 3, a state includes a union territory. In the case of Ropin Transportation Services Private Limited versus Union of India, the Supreme Court has held that aggregators licensed the states may keep in mind centre's guidelines while framing rules. The Supreme Court of India has held that when the state government formulates rules in pursuance of its power under Section 96 of the Motor Vehicles Act, it may also bear in mind the guidelines which have been framed by the Union government in 2020, the Motor Vehicles Aggregators Guidelines 2020. The guidelines issued by the central government in 2020 are only of a persuasive value and are not mandatory. The ultimate decision on granting a license and formulating rules lies with the state government, who may consider the guidelines while taking the decision. So, friends, this was the thorough newspaper analysis for today. Stay tuned for more. Thank you.